If you're watching this, you're trying to correct and reflect, so good for you. Number 1 was B because you're adding a positive 1 plus a negative 2, so I don't need that positive sign there. I've got 1 plus negative 2, that means I have one more negative than I have positive, so that's negative 1. The rule here is that when you multiply different signs, so a negative times a positive, you get a negative. So 2 times 13 is 26, but it's going to be negative B. Same rule, dividing two different signs will give you a negative. And 28 divided by 4 is 7, but it's going to be negative, so that's D. When you multiply or divide the same signs, you get a positive. So negative 35 divided by negative 7 equals 5. For number 5, you had to change this into a whole number and then move 2 decimals. Since I moved 2 decimals here, I've got to move 2 decimals there and then do my long division. 6 goes into 780 130 times. That was the only reasonable answer. Absolute value of negative 2, that's the distance from 0. It is 2. And we've got another integer problem. Positive 8 plus negative 12. That's 4 more negatives than I had positives. So the answer is C, negative 4. Number 8. Hey, look, another integer problem. Negative 1 plus negative 9. That means I have 1 negative. I add 9 negatives. Now I've got 10 negatives. You owe $5 to a friend. That means it's going to be a negative, so it is negative 5. The key to this problem was just making sure your decimals line up. You might have been able to do it mentally. Key to this problem, same thing. Make sure your decimals line up. The way to do this problem is multiplication. She wants to buy 4.75 yards. Every yard will cost her $5.62, so you needed to multiply 5.62 times 4.75. So your answer would be $26.70. Find the mean, so I add all of those up. I divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, and I get B, 35. 14, once again, we're looking for the mean, so I add all of these up, and I divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I get D, 3 days. 15, the outlier is the one that's a lot larger or a lot smaller than most of the data. So if I order these 6, 7, 8, 11, 11, 15, 31, 6, 7, 8, 11, 11, 15, 31. I guess I had 2 7s in there. I forgot one. But you can see that all these are pretty close, and then 31 is way larger than the rest of them. So 31 is your outlier. 16. Charlie ran 6 miles. His mean time per mile was 7.7 minutes. That means his average mile is 7.7 minutes. So if he's going to run 11 miles, we can take 7.7, because that's how fast he usually runs a mile. That's his mean. Multiply it by 11, because he's going to be running 11 miles. So we could say he's going to run these 11 miles in 84.7 minutes. You ordered the numbers like this. For the order of operations, you needed to do multiplication first. So 9 times 2 is 18, plus 7 is 25. For this problem, you needed to do your division and your multiplication first. So I could divide 42 divided by 7 is 6. 7 times 3 is 21. So now I'm left with 8 minus 6 plus 21. So 8 minus 6 is 2. Plus 21 is 23. And the back side. To graph these, I think just about everybody got these right, but we had something like -5 over here, -3, 5, and 8. Using that, you can show that here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That these have the same absolute value because they have the same distance from 0. That is absolute value. So the absolute value of 5 is 5. It's 5 spaces from 0. Negative 5, the absolute value is 5 because it's 1, 2, should be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces from 0. That is absolute value. Negative 5 and 5 are the same distance from 0. First of all, Leslie had all these fish. We want to find the mean, median, and mode. To find the mean, you add them all up, and then you divide by the number of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you added them up, you got 56. You divided by 10, that's 5.6. The median was the one right in the middle. When you put them in order, right in the middle you had 3 and 4. So you had to, since they were there was an even number of values, you had to find out what was in the middle of 3 and 4, and that was 3.5. And the mode is the one that came up the most, which was 3 pounds. The last part, if she wanted to predict how heavy a fish she would catch, she would use the median because there is an outlier, and that outlier is much greater than the rest of her fish, so the outlier will increase the mean. You don't want that to happen. You want an accurate prediction of what might happen, so instead you'd use the median.